Previously on Dragon Ball Hakai, called by the Grand Priest, the angels and gods go to the palace of the Omni Kings for a great meeting, which aimed to inform all the deities present that one of them would be replaced by the mortal Goku from Universe 7. After that god caused a lot of trouble, the Grand Priest makes his announcement. Mr. Champa, you are being removed from your responsibilities and obligations as the god of destruction of Universe 6.
Hakai.
Episode 3, The Ritual to Become a Deity, Goku's Goodbye. This episode starts in Universe 7, on the planet of destruction. After landing on the planet, Beerus is very thoughtful about everything that is happening. He climbs on top of a tree stump and observes the peaceful lake next to him. He closes his eyes and thinks about everything that happened and what could happen from that moment. After all, his twin brother, Champa, had stopped being a god, and now he went to the Earth from Universe 6 to live his last days like a mortal. He thinks to himself, why am I so upset about this? I think I ended up caring more than I let people realize. Goku, a destroyer? That time he refused Whis' proposal and always said he would never be able to destroy anything. I wonder how Goku will deal with the loss of his pure heart. Well, that doesn't matter, that's not my problem. But one way or another, I don't want him to end up like my brother. Beerus gets up, leaves the stump, and heads towards his castle with the intention of taking a nap. Meanwhile, Whis sees him and says, "Are you really thinking about sleeping now, Lord Beerus?" Beerus said he needs some rest after all this stress, but then Whis reminds him that there's going to be a celebration, and if Beerus sleeps now, he will end up missing out on the delicious foods that will be served at Bulma's house. At the same time, Beerus, who is very upset, starts to get very excited and decides to leave his nap for another time and go to Bulma's house to taste the most delicious food. Beerus puts his hand on Whis and they go off to planet Earth. Meanwhile, back on Earth, everyone is gathered on the balcony for a big party, and Chi-Chi, who had fainted upon hearing that Goku would become a god of destruction, has just woken up. To everyone's surprise, Chi-Chi is happy to know that Goku will become a god of destruction, because according to her, Goku will finally have a real job. She knew that being a farmer didn't suit him, but now he would finally have a real job. Bulma, who is quite surprised by Chi-Chi's reaction, says that it's decided Goku will become a god of destruction, and they should celebrate. After saying that, Bulma tries her best not to look worried, but she is very worried because she knows that Goku will never be able to destroy anything. Trunks approaches Goku and says, "You know that when you become a god, you're gonna have to destroy, right? Why did you take this job?" Goku explains that he didn't have much choice, but when it comes time to destroy planets, he said he'll avoid it as much as possible. At this point, Goku remembers the words of the Grand Priest when he said that being a destroyer was much more than just destroying planets, and that he would understand that when he started training with an angel. Goku is very worried about all this, but he knows one thing, that he couldn't just say no to the Omni Kings, or he would put the entire universe at risk, even though he was Zeno's friend. He wonders which universe he'll be sent to, and also wonders if Beerus will allow him to make some visits to Universe 7 to visit his friends and family. Goku is literally freaking out by stepping out of his universe to be a destroyer. Goten approaches Goku and asks if he could go with his father to train in another universe. Goku says he doesn't believe that would be possible, but he could ask Whis. Goten says that he intends to someday become as powerful as his father, and upon hearing this, Goku says that he's sure that Goten will become very powerful. Goku senses Whis and Beerus' kid approaching. When they arrive at Bulma's house, Beerus is very excited about all the food on the table. While Beerus puts all his worries aside, Whis remains worried about breaking the news to Goku, but he prefers to wait a little longer and lets Goku enjoy that night, because that would be his last night as a mortal in Universe 7. Some time passes and Whis decides to give everyone some information. I see that not everyone is informed, but to sum things up, yes, Goku will become the next god of destruction, and I'm going to start explaining all the details now since everyone has finished eating. Bulma asks how the meeting went and if he already had any idea what the universe would be where Goku would be a god of destruction. So Whis explains, yes, indeed it is very sad that Goku will be replacing Lord Beerus' brother. Unfortunately, for not properly fulfilling the functions of a destroyer, Lord Champa was relieved of his responsibilities as a god. Goku will train as the new destroyer of Universe 6. They ask Whis what happened to Champa, and Whis explains that he has now been sent to Earth from Universe 6, where he will spend the rest of his life as a mortal. Tien, who is also there, asks Whis if Goku would work side by side with the Supreme Kai from Universe 6. Whis says yes, but it won't be the same Supreme Kai that they knew, as when the Destroyer leaves his job, the Supreme Kai dies and is sent to the other world. Then, the universe remains in balance until the new god appears. Vegeta enters the conversation asking, so how are they going to choose another Supreme Kai? Who decides to answer this question is not Whis, but the Supreme Kai of Universe 7, Shin. The race I am associated with is called the Shinjin race. We are all born from a divine tree called Kaiju. The normal fruits of this tree give life to the King Kai, who live on the planets of the other world. The Supreme Kais are born from a golden fruit that is quite rare. There are also fruits that are born with a great contained evil. This kind of fruit is sent to the demon realm, so they don't disturb the balance of the universe. This world is the same world the Dabura ruled while he was still alive. That is, Dabura and I are of the same race. After Shin's words, everyone is surprised, as no one knew all that information Shin told. He goes on to say that the reason the Grand Priest chose Goku at this very moment is because in the last 1,000 years, the Kaiju tree has spawned a golden fruit in Universe 6, and that fruit is finally ready to give life to a new Supreme Kai. Master Roshi, curious, asks what the process would be like to turn Goku into a god of destruction, but Shin says he couldn't reveal almost any information about it because the process of becoming the destroyer is very delicate. The old Kaioshin says that within 24 hours, Goku would become a true god of destruction, and that he had a little certainty that Goku would do a great job. Goku approaches Whis and asks the angel if he could visit his family from time to time in Universe 7. Whis says the following, unfortunately, you won't be able to do that until your training is complete. For you to visit your family, everything will depend on the speed at which you will progress, and this time, your training will be totally different. After all, you will be trained by my sister, who is much harder than I am. But when you finish your training as a god of destruction, I don't see a problem with you paying a little visit. A few hours later, it was finally time for Goku to say goodbye to his old friends. Whis approaches Goku and says, Goku, are you ready? Goku replies that yes, he was ready to leave. Goten holds back his tears and says that he'll miss his father a lot, and Goku says that soon, when he finishes his training, he'll be back to visit them. Goku decides to give Goten a little motivation by saying that when he gets back, he wants to test his son's power. Goten stops crying and gets really excited. He even calls Trunks to train with him in the gravity room. Vegeta looks at Goku and says, don't think it's over, Kakarot. I'll still be stronger than you, even if you're a deity now. Krillin says, good luck, Goku. I know you're going to be great at this job. Krillin extends his hand, and the two expend, giving with a touch of hands. Goku holds on to Whis, and the two set off for Universe 6. Bulma, after they've already left, looks up to the sky and wishes Goku good luck, saying she'll be waiting for him. A few minutes later, Whis arrives at the planet of destruction from Universe 6, and Goku is very impressed by everything he was seeing. All the deities were already there waiting for the ceremony. Goku makes a comment saying that planet was very similar to Beerus's planet. The Destroyer says that all planets of destruction and creation are equal. Goku wonders how that ceremony would work. The Grand Priest approaches and tells Goku to follow the other gods of destruction to the place where the ceremony would take place. Goku and the gods walk through the halls of the castle until they arrive in a gigantic room where there are several pictures of all the gods of destruction that have passed through Universe 6. The last picture was by Champa, and in that room there were also two statues representing a god of destruction and a god of creation. The god of destruction statue wore the same clothes as Champa, and the god of creation statue had the same clothes as the Kaioshins. The Grand Priest tells Goku to sit on the pillow on the left side. Goku notices that there's a golden fruit on the pillow next to him. He wonders what the golden fruit was, and the Grand Priest says that that was the Kaioshin he was going to unite with. Meanwhile, all the Kaioshins and destroyers are standing still, watching all the angels going to Goku and make a circle around him. All the angels join hands and a great barrier of energy begins to emerge. The Grand Priest says, you need to clear your mind, Goku. Think of nothing but emptiness. It is crucial that you do this. The moment Goku empties his mind, all that energy flowing around his body causes the golden fruit to bloom and a new Kaioshin emerges. Goku, after all that energy is gone, says he didn't feel much difference, but the Grand Priest says that from that moment on, he will no longer age, and that his life and the life of the new Kaioshin will be a single shared life. If one of them dies, the other dies too. Goku looks to the side and says, impressed, wow, I didn't know that Supreme Kais could be a girl. The Kaioshin on Goku's side says that normally Supreme Kais are genderless, but some can be born with feminine qualities. Then she introduces herself, claiming to be Liai. Vados approaches Goku and in a relaxed voice says that Goku looked much better in that costume than Champa, and only after that comment from Vados did Goku realize that he was wearing the clothes of a god of destruction. The Grand Priest says, Goku, the new god of destruction, and Lei, the new deity of creation. You are now united. You must work in harmony to maintain peace and balance in the universe. And so the third episode ends with all the angels and deities bowing to the new deities of Universe 6. Welcome to the gods, Lord Goku and Lady Lei.